Alrighty, I think we're live. I'm gonna check, make sure we're actually live. We are live. Okay. Well, welcome everybody to game one of this series between the Chicago Cubs and the Los Angeles Angels here in Los Angeles Angels Stadium. First pitch scheduled for 8:38 Central Time, 6:38 Pacific Time. And let's get ready and go over the starting lineups for both teams. First, for the visiting Chicago Cubs. Leading off, playing second base, Nico Hoerner. Hitting second in right field, Kyle Tucker. Hitting third, the designated hitter, Seiya Suzuki. Hitting fourth, the first baseman, Justin Turner. Hitting fifth, the catcher, Carson Kelly. Hitting sixth, the left fielder, Ian Happ. Hitting seventh, the center fielder, Pete Crow Armstrong. Hitting eighth, the shortstop, Dansby Swanson. And hitting ninth, the third baseman, Matt Shaw. Warming up in the outfield bullpen, Javier Assad, pitching for the Chicago Cubs. Now for the home team, the Los Angeles Angels. Hitting first, the shortstop, Zach Neto. Hitting second, the first baseman, Noah Shanuel. Hitting third, the designated hitter, Mike Trout. Hitting fourth, the left fielder, Taylor Ward. Hitting fifth, the third baseman, Yoan Moncada. Hitting sixth, the right fielder, Joe Adell. Hitting seventh, the catcher, Logan Ohapi. Hitting eighth, the second baseman, Christian Moore. And hitting ninth, the center fielder, forgot his name, Bryce Teodosio. And pitching for the Angels, Tyler Anderson. That's your starting lineup for the Chicago Cubs and the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. We are almost set for first pitch. Ryan Brazier was placed on a 15-day IL due to a left groin strain. He will be out for a couple weeks for the Cubs. But we are set for first pitch here in Los Angeles. The Angels getting ready to take the field. We are excited for game one of this series. We'll be back here in 30 seconds. Excuse me. All right. Welcome back to Shy Sports Live. The Chicago Cubs and the Los Angeles Angels going at it tonight. The Cubs and Angels trying to vie for playoff spots. The Angels a little bit behind. The Cubs still holding strong on that first wild card spot. You know, that big 5-game series with Milwaukee. They got through with it with a 3-2 series win, but in the end, they only gained one game up on Milwaukee. So could have made more movement. Right now, Milwaukee is tied with San Francisco in the bottom of the fifth in Milwaukee, 2-2 there. So that's a big game. For the Cubs, it's going to be, can we get the mojo back? Can we continue winning? You know, sweeping a doubleheader. You know, the game yesterday, obviously, or the game 2 days ago, obviously didn't. The game yesterday obviously did not go well, but Nico Hoerner stepping in. We are set for first pitch here in Los Angeles. The Cubs and Angels getting underway. The first pitch from Tyler Anderson is a strike. Fastball at 88. There we go. Hoerner hitting 289, 4 home runs, 49 RBIs, 123 games. Caught a line drive to end game 2 of that doubleheader. Here's the 0-1 from Anderson. Fouled off the backstop. 0-2 now on Hoerner. The Cubs, it was a pretty good offensive series. Pretty good pitching series as well. Game 1 of the series didn't help, especially with Cade Horn leaving the game due to a finger injury. The 0-2 Popped out of play. Adrian Johnson, our home plate umpire behind home plate. That was a good changeup from Anderson. He gets the call. Here is the 0-2. Rommel hit towards third. Moncada's charging. Will fire the first in time for the first out. So Hoerner goes down. The former White Sox makes the play. Anderson this season, the pitch selection versus right-handers, very heavy on the changeup and fastball. Make up 85%. Against lefties, though, a four-seamer cutter type of guy barely throws the changeup. Does not even throw the sinker or slider against right-handers. So he goes with a lot more movement downward besides the changeup against lefties. Here's Tucker. That's a fastball and enter third for a strike. Tucker hitting .258, 122 games. Has been struggling, has 18 home runs. Has not hit a home run in forever. Here's the 0-1. That's slow. It's 1-1. Late start here on the West Coast. Anderson gets the sign. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Good pitch. Just below the knees. Strike two. Some sort of off speed. Maybe a slider or a changeup. It had downward movement. And Tucker early on top of it. Here's the 1-2. Going away. 2-2 now. That was probably a slider. 70 miles per hour. Tucker against Anderson, 9 for 14, a home run, no strikeouts, 2 walks, an OPS of 1.902. As Tucker will take his only timeout granted of the at bat. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Top of the first, just getting underway here in Los Angeles and Anaheim. Here's the 2-2. Off the plate, full count now. Looks like it might have been like a changeup. Full count now. Here's the 3-2. Line drive, right field, hit well. That ball is gonna go. Kyle Tucker hitting a home run for the first time in what seems like forever. And the Cubs take a 1-0 lead here in the top of the first. The 19th home run of the season for Kyle Tucker. He got a pitch at the knees on a full count pitch, and he destroyed it 101.3 on the exit velo. And the Cubs take a 1-0 lead, and they might have their mojo back. 405 feet projected distance, and the Cubs have an early lead. Exactly what you wanted to start out with. First pitch to Suzuki is a high fly ball, left center field. This is also hit well. Ward going back on the track is going to make the catch for the second out. So Suzuki 10 feet from missing, going back to back, but a home run for the Cubs. And Kyle Tucker finally getting one. Heck of a home run. That pitch was at the knees, and he just crushed that one. Finally getting one in what seems like forever. Here's Justin Turner, the veteran. First pitch from Anderson. Fastball in there for strike one. So that's how you wanted to start if you're Chicago, getting a home run off of Tucker, or off of Anderson. Here's the 0-1. Ground ball chopped towards third. That's foul. 0-2 now on Turner. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the first. Cubs on top 1-0. Courtesy of the Kyle Tucker home run. Turner hitting .288 with 3 home runs against lefties, and he had a walk-off home run against Keegan Aiken against Baltimore a few weeks ago. Here's the 0-2 to Turner. Going away with a fastball, 1-2. But what a start for Tucker. Maybe that'll help him continue hitting the ball hard. Here's the 1-2. Low with a changeup, 2-2 now on Tucker. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the first. The pitch from Anderson. Rolled over weakly down the line. It's hugging the line. It's going to go foul. Moncada wisely grabs it when it just goes in foul territory. Advanced metrics, the highest fly ball percentage, minimum of 100%. Shota leads the league at 39.9%, but Tyler Anderson in third at 34.7%. Your MLB average is around 26.5%. So Anderson gives up a lot of fly balls, but Shota gives up the most fly balls. Of course, a lot of those have to do it with weak flyouts. You know, Shota doesn't get a lot of home runs or hard contact hit off of him up in the air necessarily. Besides that White Sox game, which was a pretty big outlier. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Down goes Turner, but Kyle Tucker, a solo bomb. Cubs lead 1-0. To the bottom of the first we go in Anaheim. How about that for Tucker, man? Exactly what we needed. No boy. That's Brandon Woodruff. It is Adrian Johnson. Thought it was Adrian Johnson. Welcome back here to Anaheim. The Cubs on top 1-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. Courtesy of a Kyle Tucker solo home run. I feel like it's been forever since he hit a home run or really hard contact, and he got a good pitch at the knees and destroyed it. Javier Assad is on the mound for the Cubs today. This is his 50th career Major League start. So good. How about a good start for your 50th? First pitch from Assad. Here it is. Neto pops this one out of play for strike one. Cubs getting a big first run. You know, they've done a really good job since the break, and really overall the season, getting striking first. It's been the second half, at least, the bullpen and the offense inability to keep this game in their hands. So 0-2 on Neto. Fastball to knees as a strike. Here's the 0-2 from Assad. Well out to play with a slider. 1-2 now. This is the third start of the season for Assad. He got optioned a little bit ago to 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Fastball gets Neto swinging late. That's on number one. Good pitch from Assad. Fastball to outside corner gets the swing. A little good downward action on that, and a little sinking action, and Neto goes down swinging to start the Angels half of the first. So Noah Shanuel. First pitch. Round ball rolled over. It's going to be fair. Turner grabs it. He'll flip to the side, and that's out number two. It sounded like a broken bat. So a couple quick outs for Assad. And the starting pitching ERA for the Cubs as a team before July 1st and overall this season, 3.82. They're eighth in the MLB. But since July 1st, this starting rotation, and Kate Horan, Shodi Managa and Matthew Boyd, 291. That's first in the MLB since July 1st in ERA as Trout nearly gets hit on the hand for ball one. You know, like if you're Mike Trout or Angels fan, seeing pitches missing inside. This is the 100th game of the season for Mike. 20 home runs on the season. Fastball to knee is out to strike 1-1 now. 7 pitches for a side here in the first. Couple quick outs. A strikeout on the first pitch ground out from Shanuel. Here's the 1-1 to Trout. Up to off and away. 2-1 now on Trout. 2 balls, 1 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom first in Anaheim. A little over 10 minutes into this ball game. Here's the 2-1. At the knees, called a strike. 2-2 now on Trout. He'll take time out. 418 on base percentage during his current 21 game on base streak. That's tied for the second longest on base streak in the MLB. Here's the 2-2. Check swing, grounder, hit the third shot, charging, will fire the first. He is out. Angels might want to challenge. But what a play by Matt Shaw at least. Cubs are going to come in. They're going to hold. They're still holding. They're not going to challenge. So it's a 1-2-3 first for a side. To the second we go in Anaheim. 1-0 Cubs. Welcome back here to to Anaheim Cubs on top 1-0. Top of the second. Carson Kelly leading off for the Cubs. First pitch from Anderson is a fastball to play for ball one. Now 1 run, courtesy of a Kyle Tucker home run. His first home run since July 19th. It's been a while. It's been over a month. Here's the 1-0 to Kelly. That's a strike on the corner. Angels, 4th highest team ERA in MLB, 4.67. The Rockies have the highest. That's to be expected with their record the way it is, the 1-1. Line drive shot towards third, but it's foul. It's 1-2 now on Kelly. If you're third base coach, you're probably hoping you can have your man pulled out in fair territory. It's 1-2 though on Kelly. Here's the 1-2. Just high, 2-2 now. That was a pretty good pitch. Tyler Anderson, the Angels are one of 3 teams with 5 pitchers with 20-plus game starts. Tyler Henderson has 25 starts this season. As Kelly goes down swinging on a good changeup from Anderson. That's out number 1. So One gone. That's going to bring up Ian Happ. About 17 minutes into this ball game, Cubs on top, 1-0. Here is the first pitch from Anderson. Fastball out to strike at the knees, 0-1. $16 home runs for Ian Happ in 117 games. Here's the 0-1. Change up at the knees. That's also a strike. 0-2. Ian says a couple of words, but that did catch the the bottom of the zone. Sorry. On July 6, 2024, in Wrigley, Anderson had 10 strikeouts, which tied his career high. Through 98 pitches, the 0-2. That's popped right side, foul side, but playable and caught by Shanuel for the second out. So 2 gone. You're in the top of the second inning. Cubs down in order so far here in the second. I'll bring up Pete Crow Armstrong hitting in the 7th hole, hitting against the lefty. Here is the first pitch from Anderson. It's flat out of play, 0-1. PCA hitting .256, 125 games on the season, 27 home runs, 80 RBIs on the season. Anderson comes set. Here is the 0-1. Swing and a miss, late action on that cutter, 0-2 now on PCA. So Tyler, a bit opposite. Usually against lefties, you feel like he would pitch pretty well, but against lefties, they're hitting way better. They're almost hitting a full point higher. They're hitting over 300, as that's a wave and a miss for strike 3 by PCA. So 1-2-3 second for Anderson. Bottom of the second we go in Anaheim. 1-0 Cubs. Welcome back here to Anaheim. Cubs on top, 1-0 over the Angels. The side pitched a 10-pitch for 1-2-3 first. Here's his first pitch of the second inning to Taylor Ward. Sinker outside corner. That's a strike, 0-1. Here's the 0-1 from Assad to Taylor Ward. Off to play with an off-speed pitch, 1-1 now. Ward rocking number 325 games on the season, 1 run shy of 30 home runs on the year. He's 29. That's off to play, 2-1 now on Ward. 92 RBIs. The side's going to ask for new baseball. Side pitched a clean first. Couple of groundouts and a strikeout to 2-1. It's flying out of play. 2-2 now on Ward. Ward fourth in the AL in the season in RBIs, tied with Aaron Judge at 92. Cal Raleigh leads to the AL with 102 RBIs. And Vinny Pasquantino in there at 87. There's a foul ball. So they're still 2-2 on Ward. There's a bit of a hanger. Just popped out of play. Just got under it to Ward. That was a dangerous pitch from the side. It's the call from Kelly. Here is the 2-2 to Ward. About to play with an off-speed, full count now. Sides tried to get him a couple times now. That off-speed pitch off the outside corner, and Ward just had a really good eye. Here's a 3-2 from Assad. Fly ball right side. Tucker's going to come in a bit. He'll camp under it and make the catch, and that's out number 1. The 4 straight retired for Assad to start tonight's game. It's going to bring up Yoan Moncada, the former White Sox. Guys on top 1-0, 1 hit in this entire game. That's Kyle Tucker. Moncada hitting .233 on the season. Here's the first pitch from Assad. Cutter inside corner, that's a strike, 0-1. 9 home runs, 28 RBIs for Moncada in only 58 games. Here's the 0-1. Wave and a miss, 0-2 down, Moncada. Uncompetitive swing and a miss. Might not have seen it properly. Here's the 0-2 from Assad. Oh, it in, nearly hits Moncada. It's ball 1. Straight fastball that just nearly hits him. Yeah, just missing his front hand, or his bottom hand of the bat. As a guard there, the 1-2, ground ball rolled over towards second. Warner's going to grab it, fire to first, and then sell number 2. So 5 straight retired for Assad to start the game. That's 3 groundouts now. It's going to bring up Jo Adell, pretty good power hitter. Man, you do not really want to leave anything hanging or over the middle of the plate too, but you want to try and throw some off speed as he will chase. Here's the first pitch from the side. There is some off speed at the knees. That's a strike, 0-1. Adell, 28 home runs, 78 RBIs, .232 average on 120 games this season. Having a kind of a breakout year for Joe. 0-1, not slow, 1-1. Fastball at the shins. 23 pitches for Assad here in the game. This is 13 pitches now in the inning, and 10 in the first. Here's the 1-1. Ground ball hit back up the middle. Swanson's going to grab it, throw to first in time. That's another 1-2-3 inning. That's 6 straight retired for Assad to start. To the third we go in Anaheim, 1-0 Cubs. Welcome back here to Anaheim. Cubs on top 1-0. So the Cubs won our solo home run courtesy of Kyle Tucker. And then up 1-0 top of the third. Dansby Swanson will lead it off for the Cubs. Javier Assad has had a pretty good outing. 6 straight retired, a strikeout, 4 groundouts, and a fly out. Dansby Swanson, Matt Shaw, Nico Horner. 1, 2, 3 in the inning. Here's the first pitch from Tyler Anderson. Fastball to play for ball 1. Swanson hitting 247. Just seems like he has not been able to hit for average for the Cubs in his Cubs career. Here's the 1-0. That's blown away 2-0. And yeah, it hasn't been perfect in the average in his career, but with the Cubs, it just seems like he just has a lot of 0 for days or 1-hit days. That's up and away 3-0 now on Swanson. He does hit the occasional home run ball. He has 18 of them. Plays really good defense, so that's a big part of his aspect. That's ball 4, 4-pitch walk for Dansby Swanson. Decent speed aboard. The leadoff walk comes back to bite Anderson. For the Cubs, we would probably prefer to have a pretty big inning here. Your 1 run might not do it. Angels, a lot of injuries on the season. Seems like it always happens. Them every year they have the injury issues. Here's the first pitch to Matt Shaw. Touch in and low. 1-0. Shaw hitting, or his slugging percentage since the All-Star break, 721. That's good for 4th. Nick Kurtz, the rookie for the Athletics, and Shea Langeliers, also with the Athletics. There's a strike at the knees. Running the 1-2 spot. Giancarlo Stanton hitting is in 3rd place. I'm surprised Kyle Schwarber. He's hit the ball hard out of the ballpark since the break. His slugging percentage is not that high. That's the one and 1 in. It's 2-1 now on Shaw. Shaw, 11 home runs on the season, 33 RBIs, 94 games for the youngster, the rookie. It's 2-1 on Shaw. Anderson delivers the pitch. Off the plate, it's 3-1. Anderson in danger of walking back-to-back hitters. Since the trade deadline, Eugenio Suarez with Seattle only has 3 home runs. Matt Shaw, 5 of them. And there's a pickup attempt at first. Swanson's back in time. There was talk about trying to trade for Eugenio Suarez instead of giving Matt Shaw an opportunity, and so far for the Mariners it hasn't worked out all that well. For the Cubs, so far it has worked out, keeping Shaw. Still only hitting 250, but that's pretty good. That's low. Ball 4, back-to-back walks issue from Anderson. That's going to bring up Horner with nobody out. 8 balls, 1 strike an inning for Anderson. For pitching-wise, the Angels 9.9% walk rate this season, and that's only going to go up thanks to Anderson's back-to-back walks. Cubs are first in MLB in terms of walk rate and pitching this season. 7.2%. Not a big gap it seems, but it's a pretty big gap. That's almost a walk for every 10 batters coming to the plate. Here's the first pitch to Horner. Inside corner, that's a strike, and that's every inning, every couple innings. That includes all pitchers too. So it's 0-1 on Horner. Here's the pitch. Right there, 0-2 now. Pretty little change up. Warner grounded out on his first at bat. 288 now on the season, hitting 4 home runs. See if we can get his 50th RBI here. Anderson delivers the 0-2. Waves at it, just chops it foul. Good piece of hitting just to foul off that changeup. Brewers are still tied 2-2 with the Giants in Milwaukee. Anderson waiting, receives the 0-2 pitch. Here it is. Shot hard towards the Cubs dugout. Look out. Fouls it off. Hopefully everyone's okay. No balls, 2 strikes. No outs. Top third. Anaheim to 0-2. Chop third's third foul. Anderson back-to-back walks to start the inning. Has Horner in the hole 0-2. He was unable to put him out. Couple foul balls. Beautiful night in Los Angeles. Or in Anaheim. Near Los Angeles. Southwest of there. Let's fly out of play again. Nico making a nice work, and he does this to pitchers a lot. You know, you're around any, if you're within a foot of the plate, he's going to be trying to wave at it and foul off. Could use that to your advantage though. Anderson, you might want to try and spin on with a fastball top of the zone. The 0-2. Line drive back up the middle. That's going to get through. That's going to be a base hit. Teodosio will fire it in. Runners will play station to station, and the bases are going to be loaded now. For who else? Kyle Tucker, the man who homered in his first at bat. Bases loaded, nobody out. A good chance here for the Cubs to put up a few good runs. There's a changeup at the knees. Just line back up the middle from Horner. And he does that so well. Swanson, really good base running, had to hold, make sure that ball got through. And back-to-back walks hurts you. Pitching coach out, or O'Happy out to talk with Anderson. But back-to-back walks and a single hurt you. And now for Kyle Tucker, he has a chance here to add on some more runs. Hit his 19th home run of the season a couple innings ago. Has 63 RBIs on the season now. He has a chance to deliver a few more. Also got his average back up to 260. Swanson at third, Shaw at second, Horner at first. Walk, and a single in this inning so far. Here's the pitch from Anderson. Swinging at a changeup right down the middle, fouls it off, strike one. That home run from Tucker was a fastball, knee high from Anderson, and that was just right down the pipe. That was just crushed. And for the Cubs, I wanted to see Kyle get under a pitch here. You get a sac fly, something to get a run in. Here's the 0-1 from Anderson. Outside corner, that's a strike 0-2. That was a really good pitch. Some cutting action. 0-2 on Tucker. 46 pitches for Anderson in the game. The 0-2. Lines this one towards right field line with foul. Anderson went kind of a 3/4 arm slide, dropped his arm a little bit, trying to do some deception on Kyle Tucker. Did not get fooled. Was early on the pitch, but he did not wave at it or completely miss it. And time is called. I'm sure who called it. I thought Kyle Tucker already used his timeout, but it might have been a timeout called by O'Happy. Clearly the case because Tucker would be out now. Or Tucker just used his timeout. He did not look at him, waved a signal. So I think that was a timeout called by the home plate umpire or something. There's a chopper towards first. That's foul. So Horner and Tucker have gone not 0-2 quickly, but they've been battling. Horner made Anderson pay him a change-up over the middle of the plate, line it back up the middle. See what Tucker does here is his pitch number 49 for Anderson. He has yet to get an out here in the third. Back-to-back walks and a single to start. Anderson comes set. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Tucker goes down swinging. That's out number 1. It's a cutter off the plate. Good pitch from Anderson. That's going to be up Seiya Suzuki. 0-for-1. Very good pitch. 84 miles per hour. Tucker waving at it a little bit. Was early on it. Now the Cubs are in danger of a double play, and not scoring. Suzuki flied out on his last at bat. First pitch to him, fouls us out of play. This is where, if you're Anderson, that first pitch up was probably the best pitch for Suzuki to get driving the run. Probably hoping, if you're Anderson, trying to get these pitches at or below, just below the knees, and try and get Seiya to chop on it. Here's the 0-1. That's inside, 1-1. Of course, you would take a walk here if you're Seiya. 51 pitches now for Anderson on the game through 2 1/3. A few strikeouts. Notably Tucker and PCA, the 1-1. Inside, 2-1 now. 52 pitches for Anderson now. That last at bat for Seiya, he flied out to the warning track to Taylor Ward. He almost missed one. He almost missed one back to back. Anderson comes set to 2-1. Line drive, left field, down the line. It's going to be caught by Ward. Tagging is Swanson. The throw's going to hit the cutoff man. Shaw will hold, but that's going to be a sac fly for Seiya Suzuki on the line. The Cubs lead 2-0 now. 107 off the bat. Some sort of off-speed pitch. Looked like it might have been a curve or a slider. And Seiya, if he drives that down the line a bit further, that could be a bases clearing double. Regardless, the Cubs do get at least one run. Not only of Justin Turner now with 2 outs. Struck out on his last at bat. Still have a runner in scoring position. That's Matt Shaw. Pretty good speed at second and at first. Pitch from Anderson. Inside corner, that's a strike on 1. Oh for 1 today with that strikeout. Anderson coming set. Shaw doing some movement out there. The 0-1. High fly ball left field. Ward's going to go back a step, come in, make the catch for the 3rd out. Cubs get the bases low and nobody out, only come away with 1 run. Well, to the bottom of the 3rd in Anaheim, 2-0 Cubs. Welcome back here to Anaheim. Cubs on top 2-0 here early in the bottom of the 3rd. September 1st to the 3rd, the Cubs take on the Braves at Wrigley Field. After this 9-game West Coast trip, is a first pitch ball to Logan O'Hoppe. Besides retired the first 6 he's faced, 4 groundouts, a flyout. That's at the knees and a strike, 1-1. 4 flyouts, a groundout, and a strikeout for Assad through the first 6. Not a lot of hard contact at all. Here's the 1-1. That's flied out of play. 1-2 now. In fact, all the groundouts have been pretty weak. Hoppy 227 average on the season, 18 home runs, 42 RBIs, just shy of 100 games. This is 98th game of the season. A 1-2 swing and a miss, strike three aside. 7 in a row retired to start the game. That's strikeout number 2. It was a fastball. Good pitch. That was a couple inches off the plate. 94. Hoppy chasing just a bit. When one out, that's going to bring up Christian Moore. The 8-hole hitter. Here's the first pitch from Assad. Up on away, ball 1. Moore under the Mendoza line, hitting 191. Only 32 games on the season, though, so he has not gotten a big sample size. Here's the 1-0. That's sold away. 2-0 now on Moore. 30th pitch of the game for Assad right there. Angels had the highest strikeout rate on the season. The Cubs had the 4th lowest, respectively. Rockies and Mariners follow the Angels. Here's a 2-0 from Assad. Foul to play, 2-1 now. It's a fastball and a sinker pitch. Now there's out of third. Moore was at Tennessee last season. 72 games. University of Tennessee. 34 home runs, hits 375. It's 3-1 now on Moore. Assad misses with the slider up. In danger of walking his first batter and letting the first Angels hitter reach base. Here's the 3-1 from Assad. Flare right side, playable in fair territory. Tucker, and colliding with him is Hoerner. Tucker makes the catch. Hoerner is a little slow to get up, but they're okay, it looks like. Thank goodness. Hoerner calling for it. That would be Tucker's ball. It's easier for him to make the catch. Moore got jammed on the hands. Turner went out and he laid off, and then a bit of a collision, but they're okay out there in right field. And more importantly, that's A straight retired for his side. Obviously, the most important part is that they're okay. Collided with the left shoulder of Hoerner, collided with the right shoulder of Tucker, but they're both okay. Here's Teodosio. He gets plunked on the first pitch, and that'll end the perfect game bid for Assad. And a 9-hole hitter reaches base. So Assad loses his command a bit. With 2 outs, they're going to bring up Zach Neto, 0 for 1 on the day. He struck out. First of 2 strikeouts for Assad. If he picks them off, or they get caught stealing something where Neto has to bat next to him, Assad was faced him in him. First pitch, Neto. High fly ball, hit pretty well. Happ on the track in front of the wall makes the catch for the 3rd out. A bit of a scare there, but the Cubs get out of it without a run given up. Well, to the 4th in Anaheim, 2-0 Cubs. Welcome back to Shy Sports Live. Cubs on top 2-0 here in Anaheim. Top of the fourth, Javier Assad faced 10 batters. Hit Teodosio, the only Anaheim hitter to reach base. Carson Kelly waves at a first pitch changeup for strike one. Cubs had the bases loaded with nobody out. Back-to-back walks for Anderson, and then a single from Horner loaded the bases. And then a sac fly for Seiya Suzuki got the one run in. Cubs probably would have loved another run or two in that inning, but they at least doubled the lead. Here's the 0-1 from Kelly, or from Anderson. This is in for ball one. However, Zach Neto nearly tied the game up in the bottom of the third. Got a fastball pretty much middle, and just missed it. Hit it to the warning track. Happ was able to make the catch. Kelly struck out on his last at bat, the 1-1. Fouls it off 1-2 now. Anderson, 58 pitches. Kelly will take his time out. 58 pitches for Anderson. There were some stats. 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts for Anderson in the game tonight. So he's been pitching pretty well besides the 2 walks. That's on the dirt, 2-2 now on Kelly. And one of those walks issuing a run, basically. You know, a home run, that was a mistake pitch. You know, with how poorly, or with how long it's been since Tucker is a home run, Anderson probably thought, I could just throw one right there. No, Kelly fouls that one off. Said delivers a home run, and then, like I said earlier, Seiya Suzuki a sac fly. That's been a difference so far tonight. 2-0 Cubs. Game 1 of this 3-game set here in Anaheim. The 2-2 from Anderson. Flare to center field, and it's caught by Christian Moore for the first out. So 1 out. That's going to bring up Ian Happ. Almost came out of Moore's glove, and almost had a scoop catch. Ice cream cone catch. 1 out. That's going to bring up Ian Happ. 0 for 1 today. Anderson checks sets in the first pitch. High fly ball, center field, hit well. Teodosio back on the track at the wall. Leafs makes the catch. Robbing Ian Happ of a home run. Wow, what a catch from Teodosio. 101.9 miles per hour on the exit velo. And the youngster, unsure if he's going to hit like Trout, but he just made a play that Trout has made in the past, robbing Happ of a homer. Replay shows that ball would have been a wall scraper and would have gone out if not caught by Teodosio. So here's Pete Armstrong. He's 0 for 1. He struck out swinging. What a catch from Teodosio. Keeping this game at 2-0. Here's the first pitch from PCA. Fouls it off, 0-1. You always love a good home run robbery. It doesn't happen all that often. A lot of home runs nowadays are no doubters, but that one right there, what a play. That's up and away, 1-1 now on PCA. See if Pete can get a home run here. Try and get off of his homerless streak. Here's the 1-1. Waves at a changeup at the knees, 1-2 now. Pete struck out on a cutter off the plate in his first at bat. See if Tyler Anderson goes back to it. 65 pitches for Anderson through 3 2/3. 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. Down 2-0. Here's the 1-2. Fouls it off as a fastball a few inches off the plate. PCA comes back into the box. Here's the 1-2. Another foul ball. Cubs having a pretty good amount of two-strike foul ball battles with Anderson. It's helping get that pitch count up there. It could be above 70 by the time this inning is over. Half inning is over. If PCA can continue to battle or even reach base. Here's the 1-2. Inside, it's 2-2 now on PCA. That was a change of missing in. Anderson tried to go 3/4 arm in, side arm in, and didn't work. Here's the 2-2. Ground ball rolled over towards second. Moore's going to grab it by the first, and that's number 3. Teodosio keeping the Cubs lead at 2. Heads to the bottom of the 4th in Anaheim. 2-0 Chicago. Welcome back here to Anaheim, bottom of the 4th. Cubs on top 2-0 over the Angels. Javier Assad 10 up, 9 down. Hit by pitch has been the difference as Shaniel fouls it off of Adrian Johnson's mask. He says he's okay. Shaniel broken back around on his first at bat against Assad, who's only thrown 36 pitches to this point in this game, so he's been very efficient with the pitch count. No hard contact at all. Seems. I don't remember any hard contact in this game at all. Here's the 0-1 to Shaniel. That's off the plate. 1-1 now. Couple strikeouts. A hit by pitch. It's been the only thing that's gotten the Angels to reach base. Teodosio getting plunked. Shaniel rolls this over to Turner. He'll grab it. He'll flip to the side who covers, and that's out number 1. So 2 at bats for Shaniel. 2 rollover groundouts to Justin Turner. I don't think Mike Trout now. He's 0 for 1 today. 38 pitches for his side now. They're 3 1/3. Pretty good outing. Really good outing, actually. Especially for his 3rd outing of his season. This has been his best outing. Started off against Toronto. 4 runs in 4 innings. Here's the first pitch. Out to play with a slider, 1-0. Trout 0 for 1 today with a ground out, rolled it over. Swanson, the 1-0. It's at the top of the zone and the strike 1-1. Last I checked, Brewers were up 4-2 over San Francisco, but Willy Adames hit a home run just a couple seconds ago. There was a hard-hit liner caught by Horner on a line, and that's out number 2. That's the first bit of hard contact for the Angels today, but it goes for not. Smoked up the middle, and Horner right there in the shift makes the catch for the second out. Now we have Taylor Ward. Anyways, it's 4-3 in Milwaukee. Brewers on top. And a couple runs in the bottom of the 7th inning. We're on the top of the 8th right now. First pitch to Ward. Ground ball hit hard. Nice diving stop by Shaw. He'll fire a 1-hopper to first. Another quick inning for his side, and Shaw makes another great play. To the fifth we go in Anaheim, 2-0 Cubs. Welcome back to Shy Sports Live, top of the fifth here in Anaheim. The Cubs lead the Angels 2-0. Here's the first pitch to Dansby Swanson from Tyler Anderson. Just a bit high for ball one. Matt Shaw making a heck of a play to end the fourth inning to preserve the 0 in the certain column. Here's the 1-0. Line drive towards third. That's going to get over the head of Moncada and down the line to the wall. Dansby Swanson will have a leadoff double, just their third hit of the game for the Cubs, but they have a man aboard. A chance for an insurance run. 100.2 off the bat on the exit velo. Tattooed that pitch over the head of Moncada for a double. A piece of hit in there. That's going to be a Matt Shaw who's reached on the walk. First pitch. Change up right there for strike one. Swanson and Shaw. We have reached on a walk. Swanson's reached base on both of his plate appearances now. Walk and a double. They go one to Shaw. High, pop fly, left side, foul territory to get out of play. It's 0-2 now. A home run in the first for Kyle Tucker and a sac fly for Seiya Suzuki in the third have been the scoring plays for either team in this game. Matt Shaw, fifth in defensive runs saved at third base with +8. Brian Hayes with the Reds now. There's a called strike, very good pitch there from Anderson. Changeup at the top of the zone. It's 5 strikeouts for Anderson now, but Shaw having a heck of a defensive run here with the Cubs. That was a really good pitch from Tyler Anderson. It's 5 strikeouts now for him. Next pitch is going to be the three-quarter of a century mark pitch of the game. That's 75. Nico Hoerner up now. Line drive single in his last at-bat, calls for time, so he has no more timeouts remaining in this at-bat. We'll step in the box. Anderson comes set. Pickoff attempt towards second. Swanson's back in time. So we're still yet to see that 75th pitch of the game from Anderson. Overall, it's been a pretty good start for Tyler, but that home run Here's the first pitch to Horner. Checked his swing, appeal to first. They say he did not go. Quinn Wolcott on the call. First base umpire. It's 1-0 now on Horner. Horner 1 for 2 today. Cubs 3 hits on the game. 2 runs, no errors to 1-0. That catches inside corner for a strike. 1-1 now on Horner. Cubs trying to keep pace with Milwaukee, who are currently leading the Giants by a run late in that game. Here's the 1-1. Inside, 2-1 out. Horner. A win here for the Cubs and a win for Milwaukee would keep him at 7 back. But if Milwaukee blows that late lead, which they really have not blown a late lead in seems like forever, as Horner flies this one towards center, Teodosio camp under it, and he'll make the catch for the second out. Swanson's going to go back to second. And with 2 outs, that's going to be Kyle Tucker. His last at bat, he struck out with the bases loaded with nobody out. But he has another chance here to drive in a runner and scoring position. Now you get of course, Anderson's not going to throw a fastball right down the middle like he did last at bat, or his first at bat, but his pitch count's starting to get up there. He might accidentally lose one. You're Tucker, you got to take advantage of any pitches in the zone you can. You are up in this game, but 2 runs is not hard to come back from. It's a bloop and a blast. First pitch to Tucker. Checked his swing. Adrian Johnson, home plate umpire, says he went as strike 1. The third base side, he definitely went. 0-1. Bad hit. He almost did a full swing on that. No chance, no need for an appeal, clearly. Here's the 0-1. Wave and a miss, 0-2. Another good off-speed cutter type pitch from Anderson. He's thrown out to PCA. He's thrown out to Tucker. You got last at bat. That same pitch to PCA got him to roll over to Moore. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to pitch. That would a change of good take by Tucker. 1-2 now. As Anderson crosses 80 pitches on the game. Might get a 16 of work, assuming he gets Tucker out here pretty quickly. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2-0 Cubs. Runner on second. That was a leadoff double for Dansby Swanson to 1-2. High fly ball right field, hit well. Adele goes back on the track, makes the catch for the 3rd out. Tucker just missing his 2nd of the game. Cubs don't score. Leave a runner on second. To the bottom of the 5th we go. 2-0. Welcome back to Shy Sports Live. Cubs on top 2-0 over the Angels here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Javier Assad on for his fifth inning of work. Only 42 pitches so far in this game. Here's the first pitch to Moncada. Fastball misses inside for ball one. Brewers are in the bottom of the eighth now. On top 4-3 over the Giants. So they're barely hanging on a thread here. Cubs are only up 2 over the Angels. Here's the 1-0. Moncada crushes this one to right field. This ball's going to go. Solo home run for Yoan Moncada, and the lead is now 1. That was a hanger and the 10th home run of the year for Moncada. Just got it over that yellow line in the right field wall. Broke a panel. 105.8 off the bats. 378 feet. That was a hanger, and that was absolutely crushed. Iconic bat flip from Moncada, and that did break a panel out there in right field. So now we'll move the Angels tied with the Mariners for third. There's a line drive, and that's back-to-back hits for the Angels. Joe Adell lines one in the right field for a single. So Assad had a good 4 innings, but it's now a 1-run game. Nobody out. No bring up a happy, but the Angels now tied for third with Seattle at 180 home runs this season. Cubs seemed like they were doing well, and a lot of slumps. Have them at the bottom, at the top of the half of the list. It's still Hoppy. Rumble, I think I hit Kelly. Fouled off. 1-1. Fastball to knees. And now that bases loaded, no out situation, only getting 1 run might prove to be very large because now ball in the gap. Probably a score, Joe Adell. Here's the 0-1. Rumble hit towards short. Swanson. Corner. Turner. 6-4-3 double play. That's how you get out of that potential jam. Get me over. Routine double play ground down. And good job for the middle infielders and the Cubs. 2 outs now over Christian Moore. He's 0-for-1. And a home run, by the way, from Moncada. Broke the no-hitter. Here's the first pitch to Moore. Check to swing it in and go. That was a slider long away for ball 1. A 189 average for Moore on the season. Shot down a couple points. Here's the 1-0. That's so it's 2-0. Two balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the fifth here in Los Angeles of Anaheim. This is Anaheim. Got to calling to Los Angeles. Here's the 2-0. Top of the zone. That's a strike. 2-1 now and more. The Cubs really need another run or two. Anderson probably going to get the 6th inning. Here's the 2-1. Swinging to miss 2-2 on the slider. Chance here to potentially get Anderson out of the game in the 6th inning and get to that Angels bullpen with a chance to extend the lead. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, top of the zone. Moore chases it. That's out number 3, but the Angels do strike for 1. 1 to the 6th. 2-1. Cubs on Shy Sports Live. Top six here in Anaheim. Cubs on top 2-1 over the Angels. Brewers top of the ninth right now, 1 out. Trevor McGill on for that save. Brewers on top 4-3, looking to win their 81st ball game of the season. New pitcher for the Angels. It is Jose Fermin. 25 appearances on the season here. He had 6 and home runs allowed at 6. Maybe the Cubs can get a couple, at least one in this inning. Pretty high walk rate too, 14%. Limited appearances for me, but when he has been on, it's not quite worked for him. Cubs are going to set up the middle of their order. Suzuki, Turner, and Kelly, assuming those hitters stay the same. Gotta imagine Michael Busch will hit for Turner. Say Suzuki 0 for 1 today, has a sac fly. That's actually the game-winning run at this point. First pitch from Fermin chases a pitch low for strike one. Fermin comes set. The 0-1. Called a strike at the knees, 0-2. Suzuki also checked his swing. It looked like he swung anyways. Fermin has kind of an awkward delivery. Kind of a wild delivery, but gets it to the plate. That's slow. 1-2 now. A little bit of a bigger guy, too. No doubt he'll probably be a pretty good pitcher for the Angels if he can just keep those walks down. Not get up to home runs. That's slow. It's 2-2 now on Suzuki. Cubs struck in the first inning for a home run. Kyle Tucker in his first home run since July 19th, I believe it was. It's full now on Suzuki. And say Suzuki, a sac fly a few innings ago, back in the third, getting it done. But Moncada in the bottom of the fifth, a hanging curveball from the side, lining off the facade in right field. Check swing appeal to first. They say he did not go as ball 4. So Suzuki walks. Third walk of the game issued by Angels pitching. See if they go to Michael Busch. And in fact, they do. I expected that with Justin Turner starting. So Michael Busch is going to get the call here now. He's going to pitch. Well, Hoppy's going to talk with the infielders and Fermin about the scouting report to discuss the plan of approach against Michael Busch. By the way, Milwaukee, it's still 4-3. Game's not over with yet. There is a runner on second base. Dominic Smith is pinch hitting. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs on that game right now. Make sure we get you an official line score or official final for that game. Michael Busch steps in, first pitch from Fermin, swinging a miss, strike 1 at the knees. Busch 260 average, 24 home runs, 73 RBIs on the season, 122 games played. This is 123rd. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2 now. No balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Top of the 6th here in Anaheim. Goes on top 2-1. Low scoring game. Only 5 hits combined. Here's the 0-2. That's off the plate. 1-2 now. 3 for the Cubs, 2 for the Angels. 2 home runs in this game. 1 for the Cubs and 1 for the Angels. Again, that sac fly has been the big part. That's off the plate. Count's going to be 2-2. By the way, Dominic Smith got an infield single in his at-bat. So the Giants have runners on the corners now with 2 outs. Still down by 1 run, but making McGill work in that game. The 2-2 to Busch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Good pitch from Fermin. That's out number 1. So one gone. That's right, Carson Kelly. So the Cubs on top by one. Be a great time here to add another run. Here's the first pitch to Kelly from Fermin. Misses in for ball one. He has a lot of movement in his pitches. Kelly struck out in line now tonight. Here's the 1-0. Ooh. Yeah. That was the first miss from Adrian today. That pitch was nowhere near the zone. Couple inches low, couple inches in. It's 1-1 on Kelly to pitch. That's inside for ball two. Double check there just to make sure Adrian wasn't gonna call it. He's called a really good game tonight. That was just the first pitch that was a miss. Suzuki taking an average lead at first. The 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2 now. Fastball at 97. Inner third. Kelly, if he gets his bat hit on that ball, that's probably going into the rocks left center. Kelly calls for time. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Cubs on top by 1. Fermin comes set to 2-2. Line drive left field down the line. It is foul. Almost had the distance to even hit that foul pole, and it's a very low wall in left field and right field. It's an area you definitely want to hit a line drive for a potential home run. Got good wood on it, just did not keep it fair. Just a little too early on it. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes now. 1 out. Fermin, a little bit of work here in the 6th. The 2-2. Inside, count's going to run full. By the way, the Giants have tied it in the top of the 9th. A wild pitch from McGill tied the game. They're going to the bottom of the 9th now in that game. Here's the 3-2. Ground ball chopped towards third off the top of the screen. And it hit some weird bounce. Bounced really high. Still full. But the Brewers and Giants going to the bottom of the 9th now. So a blown save from McGill, and a chance now for the Giants can get the Brewers out as Kelly swings and misses for strike 3. That's out number 2. So the leadoff walk might not matter anymore. Beautiful night in Anaheim. Angel Stadium. And Hap's going to come up now. 2 on a pitch clock. Fermin just gets it off. There's a fastball up and away for ball 1. So, Brewers, that game's still going on. So, still a chance for the Cubs to climb another game in if the Brewers lose. So it's 2-0 now. But the Cubs have to finish this game here and win. If they do win and the Brewers do lose, they would climb back within 6 games back of the Brewers of the division. And there's still a few games left this month and an entire month of September. Here's a 2-0. Check this swing. It was aggressive check. Appeal to third. They say he wins. It's 2-1 now. But there's still a chance now. You're not playing the Brewers anymore, which is why the Cubs really needed to win that series 4-1 or a sweep. That's on the way to Hap. It's 3-1 now. Because now if the Brewers play 500 and the Cubs drop a few games here and there, and there'll be no chance. There's been bigger leads come back from other teams. Hap will foul off that high fastball. Count's going to run full. Suzuki's going to be off of the pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the 6th. 2-1 Cubs here in Anaheim. Game 1 of this 3-game set against the Angels and Game 1 of this 9-game West Coast road trip. Here's the 3-2. Low and away ball 4, second walk issue from Fermin in this inning. That's going to be a PCA. We'll see if that's going to do it for Fermin. Up to 25 pitches now in the game. It's 4 walks now for the Cubs hitting. Looks like that might be it for Fermin. No, it's not going to be it. Second mound visit initiated by the catcher. So, yeah, they're going to keep Fermin in the game. So, he's going to stay in the game. In California, PCA hitting .378. Of course, he's 0 for 2 today. He's from Sherman Oaks, California. 3 home runs. That would be a great time to get a ball in the gap. Even a home run. Blow this game open. Have a comfortable lead with your bullpen. Eventually going to be pitching in this game. And now the manager is going to come out to talk. Or the pitching coach is going to come out to talk with Fermin. This is their first official mountain visit with the managers, and they're going to take him out. So, Fermin's going to depart. We'll be back on Shy Sports Live. Cubs on top 2-0 and threatening in the top of the 6th. Welcome back here to Anaheim. Cubs on top of the Angels 2-1. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Andrew Chafin, a former Cub, a few years ago, is on the pitch. His PCA, by the way, that score update. William Contreras, a walk-off home run in the bottom of the 9th. Ends the game and brings Milwaukee up to 81 wins on the season and keeps them at least 7 games up on Chicago. Means the Cubs have to win this game to stay at pace. 36th appearance of the season for Chafin. 2.57 ERA, has nasty mustache, wicked hair. We'll be facing PCA. 13% walk rate for Chafin is a little high, so if you're Pete, try and take a few pitches. He's been flailing at a lot of pitches tonight, and really, second half of the season, it's been like that for Pete. A lot of flailing and wailing and missing. Chafin comes set in the first pitch. Get me over a curve. That's a strike and another third. It was probably the pitch to do something with. Bat head on in front, at least line this one. Chafin will come set. 5 in the pitch clock. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Good curve, 0-2 now. For the Cubs in 2020 and 2021, 47 games, 2.13 ERA, and 42 innings pitched. 2020 was the COVID season. More appearances in 21. The 0-2, that's another good block from Ohapi. Suzuki stays at second. It's 1-2 now on Pete. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the 6th, 2 runners on, 2-1 Chicago in game 1 of this 3-game set against the Angels and a 9-game West Coast road trip. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Foul tipped into the glove. That's out number 3. Well, to the bottom, it's half of the 6th inning here in Anaheim. 2-1 Cubs. Bottom 6 here in Anaheim. Cubs on top 2-1 over the Angels. Bryce Teodosio step up. Robbie Ian, half of a home run early in this game. No foul this one out of play. They made it 3-0 at the time. It was hit by a pitch to break up the perfect game, and obviously the no-hitter is not in play anymore. So for a side, it's just trying to get out. So here's the 0-1. In on the hands, fouls it off. 0-2 now on Teodosio. Only 54 pitches for Assad. This has been a really good outing. Really efficient. And if he continues this efficiency, I don't see why he can't at least get through 8 innings. That's off the plate. Well off the plate. 1-2 now. Once again, the Brewers game did go final walk-off home run from William Contreras. That's spiked in the grass by Assad. It's 2-2. William Contreras a walk-off home run in the bottom of the ninth after Trevor McGill blew to save on top of the ninth. So the Brewers, for the moment, up 7.5 games on the Cubs. There's a chopper. Nice scoop by Shaw. Throw to first, continuing his heck of a defensive outlook this season, and that's out number 1. So 1 out. We have Zach Neto for 2 on the day. Almost hit a home run in an earlier bad first pitch from the side off the plate for ball 1. Flew out the hap at the wall basically, and if that left the yard, I would have made it 2-2 at the time. Moncada's home run would have been a go-ahead home run. That's fouled off 1-1 now on Neto. He's 0 for 2. That near home run was his last at bat. This will be pitch number 60 coming up for Javier Assad. So, again, this is his most efficient and best outing since returning from injury list. Here's the 1-1. Check swing, ground ball. Nice play by Assad. He'll just flip over the bush, and that's on number 2. And the 2 hits for Los Angeles have been the hardest hit balls today. Besides Mike Trout's line out to Horner. But a home run for Moncada and a single for Adell in the 5th inning have been the only 2 hard hit balls. From Assad, and really only 3 total. So it's been a really efficient outing. Looking in this pitch as well. Not a lot of strikeouts, but when you're a pitch contact guy, you're not going to get a lot of strikeouts. Shiny will fly this one out of play on the offside. For the Angels, the last 4 draft picks they've had to reach the majors, as Shanuel gets plunked by a pitch. Second hit by pitch issued from Assad. Teodosio back in the 3rd inning. Shanuel now is a straight fastball right off the right gluteus maximus. And I'll bring up Trout. This is a dangerous at bat coming up now for Assad. You got to be very careful here. Anything you wanted to face Mike Trout, who lined out to Horner in his last bat. You wanted to face him with the bases empty because now he can do some damage. First pitch, well off the play for ball 1. I think if this is where your counsel, Taylor Ward also can hit home runs, but he's not as generational of a player as Mike Trout. I almost consider walking Trout here and trying to face Ward. A 1-0 is off the plate, 2-0 now on Trout. Assad might just not even try and give him a pitch. Trout's not going to chase off the plate. That's how good of a hitter he is. Caleb Thielbar is warming up in that bullpen for the Cubs. The 2-0. Right there, strike 1. That was probably a pitch Mike Trout probably wants back. Taken all the way. So 2 balls, 1 strike on Trout. Pitch number 66 of the game. The pitch. Trout chased that one, fouls it off. 2-2 now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. 2-1 Cubs, 1 runner on. A chance for the Angels to either tie or take the lead here with Mike Trout, who will take his time out. And he's going to get 1 more plate appearance this game. But he might not have a chance to tie or take the lead. The 2-2, long away, good eye from Trout. Count's going to run full. Shanuel is going to be off with the pitch. Now this really becomes an RBI opportunity as we pull one down the line. Get one down any line or in the gap. That's probably going to do the job. Taylor Ward is on deck. Assad will step off. Three and 2. Assad comes set. The pitch. Off the plate, ball 4. And that'll bring up Taylor Ward now. I don't think if you're counsel, you bring in Thielbar. Tommy Hotovy is going to come out to talk with Assad. You have a pretty similar approach to Ward. So Moncada's on deck. He did hit the home run. It was also a hanger. Really, any hitter with some power against that type of pitch could hit the ball out of the ballpark. That almost also didn't go out of the ballpark. In the old days, a few years ago, there was no yellow line at the top of that little wall out there by the screens. The screens were in play, but then a few years ago they added the yellow line. The screens are now not in play. Here's the first pitch to Ward from the side, right there for strike one. Again, another pitch pretty hittable for the Angels. They lay off of. Ward is 0 for 2 tonight. The 0-1. Right there, 0-2 now. Good pitch. Ward's in the hole. Assad needs one more strike to get through 6 complete innings with the lead. The 0-2. And a dirt good eye from Ward, 1-2. There's a really good pitch from Assad. Ward started to flinch a little. Looked a little nice, but no offer. Assad comes set. The 1-2. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. That was a perfect pitch. Assad gets out of it. Well, to the 7th in Anaheim. Cubs on top 2-1. Welcome back here on Shy Sports Live. Top of the 7th in Anaheim. Javier Assad. Heck of an outing. Probably his last pitch of the game was thrown painted on the corner to Taylor Ward for the third out. As Robert Stevenson is going to come in the pitch for the Angels. Dansby Swanson will lead off as reached in both plate appearances, so he has a walk. There's a strike from Stevenson. Only 2 games this season for Stevenson. This is his third appearance. He's pitched 1 full inning. And he struck out 66% of the batters he's faced. So not a lot of scouting report actions. Did pitch with Cincinnati. I mean, he's pitched in the majors before. Here's the 0-1. It's fouled off 0-2. Dansby upset that he got a piece of that one because that ball was well inside, and he tried to get it out of the way. And he did so, but he got his bat in the way. It's 0-2. The pitch. High fly ball left field. Ward comes in, now goes back a bit. He'll camp under a dog and make the catch for the first out. First man retired in the top of the 7th inning. We're going to Matt Shaw for 1 today. He's had a few good defensive plays. He's made a couple good scoops, made a good diving play earlier. So for Matt, continuing his excellent defensive season and eventually could get in the runnings for potential Gold Glove consideration. So many plays every day for the rest of the season. First pitch to him. So go for ball one. Might not qualify, that's the thing. So 0 for 1 today, has a walk. 11 home runs, 33 RBIs on the season. Here's the 1-0. Fly ball, right center field. Going back as Adele. He'll camp under it in front of the track and make the catch for the second out. So 2 gone here in the 7th. I'll bring up Nico Hoerner. 1 for 3 today. Line drive single in his second at bat of the game. Loaded the bases in that 3rd inning. Here's the pitch. Strike, good pitch from Stevenson. And the thing is, Cubs still up by only 1 run now, but that was a big inning and a chance for the Cubs to do more than just 1 run, and they only got 1. The 0-1, that's a fastball well out to play. 1-1 now on Hoerner. Hour 45 minutes into this ball game. Cubs on top by 1 run. 2 outs on the top of the 7th. 1-1. Fly ball right center field. Coming in as Adele, he'll call off more and make the catch for the 3rd out. Cubs go down in order 1, 2, 3. Well, to the bottom of the 7th. Stretch time here in Anaheim. 2-1 Cubs. Welcome back here to Anaheim. The 5th quality start of his career for Javier Assad. Went 6 innings, he had 2 hits, 1 run. That run was earned as a home run from Yoan Moncada. Struck out 4, walked 1 through 72 pitches. Had a heck of a game. Leaves with the lead as Andrew Kittredge is coming in to pitch for the Cubs now. His 41st appearance of the season, 5 home runs allowed, low walk rate. The issue I have here with him coming into the game is Adele and Mahapi have pretty good power and a lot of sliders for Kittredge. First pitch to Moncada. Fastball catches the edge for strike 1. The reason why I have an issue with the sliders is because we've seen a few of them back up for him with the Cubs and made a pay. Moncada emergency hack fouls it off 0-2 now. I just feel like maybe this is a very dangerous decision here. That's some dirt. 1-2 now. Although if you're Kelly, you might be saying, "Hey, let's throw more sinkers, trying to get rollovers, or maybe if there's hard hit contact, it's on the ground." Moncada fouls off that slider. Still 1-2. Here's the 1-2. High fly ball right field. Moncada has tied it up in the bottom of the seventh. Second home run of the game for Yoan Moncada, and the former White Sox has done it again. It's 2-2. Fastball to the top of the zone, his 11th home run of the season. And just like that, the 2-0, what was once a 2-0 lead for Chicago is now a 2-2 tie, courtesy of 2 home runs from Yoan Moncada. Fastball 96 at the top of the zone, crushed, and another bat flip for Yoan. So it was a lot with the Sox, and he does it here with Anaheim, with the Angels. And I'll bring up Jo Adell, a dangerous hitter. Slider a little low, but it's a strike, 0-1. Kittredge comes set, the 0-1. Well inside, 1-1. So it's 2-1 now. Kittredge comes set, the 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2 now. Adell helping Kittredge out. That slider was well low. We'll call for time now. Smoked a single in his last at bat after the first home run from Moncada. Kittredge comes set, the 2-2. Check this swing. It's full now. This was a little away. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. A slider got Adell swinging. That's on number 1. We have Logan O'Hoppe. Here's the pitch. Inside, nearly hits O'Hoppe on the hands. It's 1-0. That's a strike. 1-1. Kittredge comes set, the 1-1 O'Hoppe. That's all 2-1. Here's a 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2. It was foul tipped. Here's a 2-2. Just off the plate. It's been called a strike a few times. It is off the plate according to the box, but I'd love to see that one get called there if you're Kittredge. Here's a 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, back-to-back punch-outs after the home run. The 2 outs, that's going to Christian Moore. The pitch. At the knees, that's a strike. More 0 for 2, fouled out and struck out. The 0-1. Nice slider 0-2. Needed to get past Adell and O'Hoppe. Unfortunately for Kittredge, Moncada was the one that beat him. Adell and O'Hoppe were the big hitters in this part of the order that you had to be worried about, and of course, Moncada got you, and Moore goes down swinging 3 straight strikeouts after the home run from Moncada. It's a new game. To the 8th we go, tied at 2 in Anaheim. Top 8 here in Anaheim on Choice Sports Live. Our game summary 2-2 tie now. A sad one. 6 innings for the Cubs, getting his 12th career quality start. He had 1 earned run to Yoan Moncada. Kyle Tucker homering for the first time in forever. Got the game started in the first. Who's leading off now. Fouls off the first pitch from Reed Detmers. But Yoan Moncada, 2 solo home runs have tied this game. Here's the 0-1 there. Tucker rolled over. Shonrell will grab it. He'll step on the bag himself for number 1. So for the Cubs, look back at that 3rd inning. Bases loaded, nobody out. Only 1 run to show for. It's been a big difference. Andrew Kittredge giving up the home run at the bottom of the 7th. It's a new ball game with Milwaukee walking off San Francisco a little bit ago. Cubs are in danger if they lose, going back to 8 games back. Yusei Suzuki, there's a first pitch curve for a strike. So driving in that 2nd run for the Cubs back in the 3rd inning. Cubs have not scored since the 3rd inning. They only have 3 hits. The 0-1. That's a strike 0-2. A good pitch from Detmers, back-to-back off speeds. The 0-2. Goes with it again. It's all in. 1-2 now. There's the 1-2 to Suzuki. Ooh. I think Say got away with that one there. 2-2 now. But Teodosio robbing Ian Happ of a home run also proves he just fell back to the screen. But Zach Neto, remember, he just missed a home run a few innings ago. So it was a two-run home run. It would have tied the game at the time. Here's a 2-2 check swing. I think Adrian Johnson have said that Sale went. They appealed to first. Wolcott said he did not go, but Adrian Johnson said he went. And that's out number 2. Runsel's not happy. And Wolcott said he didn't go, and I don't like it when home plate umpires make that call. It's not easy to pay attention to where the pitch ends up and a swing. Here's Michael Busch. First pitch to him is a fastball to play for ball 1, and that instance, that in that instance, that was close. It was close, and he probably did go, but just disappointing. That's off the plate 2-0 now on Busch. So Johnson, he's called a pretty good game there. He's had one pitch that was pretty egregious. That was a missed call, but overall, it's been a pretty good game. It's 3-0 now. We've seen quite a few pitches on the edges get called balls and strikes, so hasn't necessarily been a consistent zone, but it's not been an egregious game. Here's a 3-0. That's a strike, 3-1. Goes across the 2-hour mark here in Anaheim. Cubs and Angels tied up 2. Yoan Moncada's 2 solo home runs in the 4th and 7th innings. A bit of damage for the Angels. That's fouled off by Busch. Full count now. And a home run from Kyle Tucker in the 1st and a sac fly from Seiya Suzuki in the 3rd. Was knotted at 2. But again, missed opportunities for the Cubs have come back to bite them once again. The 3-2. Line drive left center field. That's going to drop in the base hit for Michael Busch. Kind of inside out in that fastball. A 2-out single, another one of Carson Kelly. Good job, good piece of hitting there for Michael Busch. With 2 outs, that's going to be of Carson Kelly. 0 for 3 tonight. 2 strikeouts on the line out. Reed Detmers. How about a home run here? Here's the pitch. Curveball up and in for ball 1. Detmers, former starter, and still start games. Drew a no hitter in his 11th start of his MLB career back in 2022. Here's the 1-0. Hair inside, 2-0 now. The Angels playing no doubles defense in the infield. Moncada pretty close to that third base line. Here's a 2-0. That's a strike in the knees, 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, run around, 2-2 here in Anaheim. The pitch. Kelly insides this one out. Foul. It's 2-2 now. For the Angels, it's going to be Teodosio, Neto, and Shanuel scheduled in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Caleb Theobald was warming up earlier in this game in the 6th inning. And it was Kittredge who actually came into the game in the 7th inning. Here's a 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Good pitch from Detmers. That's on number 3. To the bottom 8th we go in Anaheim. 2-2 tie in Shy Sports Live. Welcome back here to Anaheim and Shy Sports Live. Game 1 of this 3-game set between the Cubs and Angels. We will not be broadcasting Game 3, which will be Sunday. We will be broadcasting tomorrow night, though. Cubs and Angels tied at 2. It was 2-0 Cubs after 3 innings. And in the 5th inning, Yoan Moncada, home run, made it 2-1. Okay, Cubs still up by 1. In the 6th inning, at that point, we found out that the Brewers walked off the Giants in the bottom of the ninth and won to bump their game lead up to 7.5 briefly. As Teodosio rolls over another diving stop from Matt Shaw, who makes another great play. This man is going for the Gold Glove. At some point, maybe a Platinum Glove. Don't think he'll get that Platinum Glove in this season. Might not even get a Gold Glove this season. But he is going to get some type of defensive awards in his career if he continues playing like this. Robs Teodosio, you have a base hit. Brad Keller is on the pitch for the Cubs in this inning. Forgot to mention that Zach Neto will be hitting second. Here's the pitch from Keller. Slider out to play for ball 1. Neto 0 for 3, grounded out in the 6th in his last at bat. 21 home runs on the season. Fouled off for strike 1. Just missed his 22nd earlier in the ball game, which would have tied it at 2 at the time. So imagine that home run goes out. A couple home runs from Moncada, it's 4-2. Cubs would be in danger, but it's still 2-2. Got to get some runs though. I thought with Tucker's home run, the Cubs offense might have had a good shot against Anderson, but it just did not do much. Here's the 1-1. Inside nearly hits Neto. It's 2-1. Keller has had a pretty good season for the Cubs. Here is the 2-1. Pop fly. Foul side. Bush has a chance. It's playable and barely makes the catch for the second out. Good catch from Michael Bush and a good play in foul territory against the dugout railing. And that's 2 outs now. Lowering up Shanuel. Almost a snow cone. Actually, almost interference from the Cubs dugout. Used to pitch to Shanuel. First pitch in there for strike 1. The reason I say that is because he caught it, almost snow coned it. And a bench coach put his hand on the glove and Bush, making sure Bush wouldn't fall over, but didn't aid him in keeping the catch secured. But if kind of thinking that was a bobble, that might have been interference. Here's the 1-1. That's up and away 2-1 now on Shanuel. So the Cubs were to win tonight's ball game. Their deficit against Milwaukee in the division would stay at 7 games. That's a strike on the outside corner, 2-2. A loss, though, would drop them back to 8 games back, which is where it was coming into that 5-game set against Milwaukee. And the series where the Cubs took 3 out of 5, which was nice to win the series, but you only gained 1 game. Here's the 2-2. Ground ball up the middle. Swanson will grab it. We'll flip to first. That's out number 3. A 1-2-3 8th inning of work for Keller. Well, to the 9th. 2-2. Welcome back here to Shy Sports Live in Anaheim. Cubs and Angels deadlocked at 2. A late home run from Yoel Moncada tied it up. That was back in the 7th inning off of Andrew Kittredge. Kenley Johnson is now coming in to pitch for the Angels. His 52nd appearance of the season. Another great year for the veteran and probably a Hall of Famer. 23 of 24 for save opportunities. This is not a save opportunity. Things change a little bit as a closer when it's not a save opportunity. It feels like it. It's tied. You got to treat it like a save opportunity. But when it's not a save opportunity and your team can't win in the next 3 outs, then it's like the pitch com is not working for Jansen right now. And now it works. For closers, it generally changes a little bit for feeling adrenaline. You come in with a 1-run lead, you're fired up, but when it's tied, things change a little bit. Ian Happ tries to break the tie. He swings and misses for strike 1. Happ robbed a home run from Bryce Teodosio. Has a walk in this game. Here's the 0-1. High pop fly, right side. Moore will camp under it and make the catch for the first out. So Happ gets retired, and that's going to bring out Pete Armstrong. Oh for 3 today, a couple strikeouts and a roll me over ground out. First pitch from Jansen. Low and in for ball 1. 1-0 count. PCA 0 for 3. The pitch. Round ball roll off. Hit his foot foul. It's 1-1 now. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Top 9, 2-2 here in Los Angeles. Show you some scores after this half inning of play. Jansen's 1-1. High fly, right field. PCA. He breaks the homerless streak. It's 3-2 Cubs. His home state, number 28 of the season, and the Cubs take a 3-2 lead. Kyle Tucker broke his homerless streak in the 1st inning, and Pete Armstrong breaks his homerless streak here in the 9th inning. But a big one in the Cubs, in the game they have to win, right down the middle was a cutter, and PCA got it and crushed it. And it's 3-2. Exactly what the Cubs needed. I'll bring up Swanson. The pitch. Rolls over foul. Man, the Cubs absolutely needed that one. Getting 2 home runs from their 2 most hitters that have slumped the most since the break. And PCA lighting it up. Knew it immediately. So did Craig Counsell. Here's the 0-1. Foul to play 0-2. Well, you already know Palencia is going to come into the game. Moncada will be hitting 3rd. He'll also have to get past Trout and Ward first. And like I told you, for a closer, it gets a little bit different. When it's tied, it feels a little bit different. It's the same situation as a hard hit ground ball. Play from Neto, he'll fire the first for the 2nd out. But it feels a little bit different. Your adrenaline's not there. You don't have to protect the lead. But you have to preserve the tie, and it doesn't feel the same. as a closer, it seems like. And Rich Jansen, he just got way too comfortable and threw a cutter, middle, and PCA was getting a not big hug from the veteran Justin Turner. First pitch to Shaw is low for ball one, but PCA, middle cutter, destroyed it. 396 feet into the right field seats. It's the fourth home run of the game now. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. 2-0. Or 1-1, sorry. Out of the 5 runs, 4 have been home runs, all solo home runs. And all the home runs have been into the right field seats. Well, I guess Tucker's one went off the screens out of right field, but they've all been the right field. That's a hair off the plate. 2-1 now to Shaw. Hitless today, he has walked. The 2-1. Fly ball right field. Tailing Teodosio almost collides with Adele and makes the catch. But PCA breaking a homerless streak. The second player to do so tonight for the Cubs. 3-2 Chicago on Shy Sports Live. And as we head to the bottom of the ninth, let's take a look at some scores and then take a quick break after that. That's not the scoreboard. Here's the scoreboard. I believe all games are final, or most games are final. So first, we'll start with the active games. Obviously, the Cubs, we know about that. The Padres up 2-1 over the Dodgers. They're heading to the bottom of the ninth. Actually, that game is over with. Padres defeat the Dodgers. The D-backs and Reds tied at 4. Seattle on top 3-1 over the Athletics. The Pirates beating the Rockies 9-0. Washington again beating Philly 5-4. Houston beating the Orioles 10-7. Boston a 1-0 shutout against the Yankees earlier today. The Tigers defeating the Royals 7-5. The Blue Jays defeating the Marlins 5-2. The Mets defeated the Braves 12-7. The Rays beat the Cardinals 10-6. The White Sox lost to the Twins 9-7. The Rangers beat the Guardians 4-3. Again, the Brewers walked off San Francisco 5-4. And then there you go, the Padres and Dodgers final there. And we'll be back in just a few seconds. And we are back. PCA, that's 4 home runs now this season in California. He's played in 10 games. Was that 3? His first hit of the game, and it's the biggest one of this game. And Daniel Palencia is coming in now with a chance to pick up a big save, a much-needed save in a game to keep the Cubs deficit at 7 games back of Milwaukee. Mike Trout will lead it off. It'll be Trout, Ward, and Moncada, the toughest part of the lineup. Valencia 18-20 in save opportunities this season, a 1.97 ERA, and only 3 home runs allowed. Triple-digit fastball. We have time. Unsure of what. Oh, something flew out into center field from the stands. So now we are ready. Trout 0 for 2 today. Cubs trying to win the first game of this 9-game West Coast trip and first game of this 3-game set with Angels. First pitch from Palencia. Fastball about 100 for ball 1. See a lot of those triple-digit fastballs tonight. Trout has pretty good speed. He has walked. 20 home runs on the season. Here's the 1-0. Oh, it's 2-0. As a closer, you got to have command. And for Palencia, fastball missed up by a couple inches, and that fastball missed in the dirt. So This is a dangerous pitch coming up here. The 2-0. Check the swing, fouls it off. 2-1. Would have been a strike anyways, assuming it would have been called. It was painted on outer third. 2-1. Palencia comes set. He's ready. The pitch. Outer third, that's a strike. 2-2. Trout's going to ask for his timeout. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Foul tipped into the glove. That's out number 1. That'll bring up Ward now. Trout hitless on the game tonight. So is Ward. Fastball pretty much middle up. And Trout misses it. And a chance on a 2-0 fastball and outer third to do something with it. He didn't try it. First pitch to Ward. Ground ball up the middle. Swanson will grab it. He'll fire the first in time. And the Angels are down to their final out on tonight's game. It's going to be up to the man who's driven in both runs tonight, Yoan Moncada. 2 home runs, 2 RBIs. Have been the difference. Now, even with these 2 home runs, if you're a Craig Counsell, I don't think you're walking in Moncada. He does not handle velocity all too well. The pitch. With a slider to the top of the zone for a strike. Angels down to their final 2 strikes tonight. Cubs aiming for win number 74 on the season. The 0-1. That's a slider, top of the zone. That's a strike. It's 0-2. Angels down to their final strike tonight. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A lot of Cubs fans here, and they're all standing. Palencia comes set. The 0-2. Off the plate by about an inch. 1-2. Good pitch. Good take. Good call from Johnson. 1-2. Palencia looking for a new baseball. Steps on the mound. Looking in. Gets the call from Kelly. Comes set. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll do it. Cubs win game 1 of this 3-game set. It's a nail-biter. Really got to stop getting these nail-biter games. But the game-winning home run from Pete Crow Armstrong in the top half of this inning ends the game, or gets the Cubs the lead. And Daniel Palencia, a perfect slider, getting Moncada swinging. Cubs win game 1 of this road trip. Post-game show and stats wrapping it up after this on Shy Sports Live. Alrighty, welcome back here to Shy Sports Live. Post-game stats and wrap-up. Cubs take game 1 of this 3-game set, 3-2 over the Angels. First, the line score. Cubs started off the game due to a Kyle Tucker solo home run, breaking his homerless streak. Cubs did not get any runs until the 3rd. They got another one thanks to a Seiya Suzuki sac fly in an inning where the Cubs loaded the bases with nobody out and only scored 1 run. The Angels in the bottom of the 5th came within 1 run, a solo home run from Yoan Moncada. And what do you know? In the bottom of the 7th, he does it again. A solo home run off of Andrew Kittredge. Tied it at 2 at the time. looked a little bleak for the Cubs, but the top of the ninth, the cutter right down the middle from Kenley Jansen, the Pete Crow Armstrong breaking his homerless streak, hit a home run, broke the tie, and was the final decider in tonight's ball game. And Daniel Palencia came on and a very, very easy work save. Our final line score of the Cubs, 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors. For the Angels, 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. Go individual stats first for the Cubs. Nico Hoerner, 1 for 4 tonight. Had a single. Kyle Tucker, 1 for 4. Has struck out once, but had that home run. Seiya Suzuki went 0 for 2 today. Had an RBI on a sac fly, a walk. He struck out. Justin Turner went 0 for 2 tonight with a strikeout. Michael Busch came in to pinch hit for him. Went 1 for 2. He struck out. Carson Kelly 0 for 4 today, 3 strikeouts. Ian Happ 0 for 3 today with a walk. Was robbed of a home run from Bryce Teodosio. Pete Crow Armstrong, the big man, the home run, game-winning home run, the player of the game. 1 for 4, 2 strikeouts, but his hit mattered when it mattered most. Ansby Swanson 1 for 3 today, scored a run, walked. And Matt Show for 3 today with a walk and a strikeout. But made a lot of great defensive plays. But a total of 31 at-bats, 3 runs, 5 hits, 3 RBIs, 4 walks, 10 strikeouts for the Cubs hitting. Double by Swanson, home runs by PCA and Tucker. Total bases, PCA led with 4 along with Tucker. Swanson had 2, and then Busch and Hoerner had 1 each. Sac fly went to Suzuki. Cubs left 6 men on base. Now for the Angels, Zach Neto, 0 for 4 today with a strikeout. Noah Shanuel, 0 for 3 tonight. Mike Trout, 0 for 3 tonight, a walk and a strikeout. That strikeout came in the 9th inning. Taylor Ward went 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Yoan Moncada, the big man, played the game for the Angels, 2 for 4, 2 runs, 2 home runs, 2 RBIs, a strikeout, ended the game. Joe Adell 1 for 3 tonight with a strikeout. Logan O'Hoppe 0 for 3 tonight, 2 strikeouts. Christian Moore 0 for 3 tonight, 2 strikeouts. And Bryce Teodosio 0 for 2 tonight. For a total of 29 at-bats, 2 runs, 3 hits, 2 RBIs, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts. The home run went from 2 home runs from Moncada. Total bases, Adell with 1 and Moncada with 8. And matter of fact, Adell and Moncada had the only hits in the game tonight. The 2 home runs and a single. Hit by pitch, Noah Shanuel and Teodosio got hit. And the Angels left 3 men on base around the hitting totals. For the pitching side, Javier Assad started the game, was in line for the win until the Angels tied it. He gets the no decision, but a quality start nonetheless. 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 run. That run was earned. 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, 1 home run. Andrew Kittredge blew the lead. When an inning, gave that 1 home run to Moncada. He did strike out 3 in the inning, though. So a good bounce back after the home run. Brad Keller pitched a clean 8th, and then Daniel Palencia pitched a clean 9th with 2 strikeouts. For a total of 9 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 runs. Both runs were earned. 1 walk, 9 strikeouts, 2 home runs given up for the Cubs pitching staff. Brad Keller gets the win. Daniel Palencia gets the loss. Brad Keller gets the win. Daniel Palencia gets the save. For the Angels, Tyler Anderson had a pretty decent outing. Went 5 innings. He had 3 hits, 2 runs. Both runs were earned. 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, 1 home run. Jose Fermin went 2/3 of an inning. He had 2 walks, struck out 2. Andrew Chafin, the former Cub, came in for 1/3 of an inning, struck out the only batter he faced. Robert Stevenson pitched a quick, clean inning. Reed Detmers also pitched an inning, gave 1 hit, struck out 2. And then Kenley Jansen gets lost tonight. Pitched an inning, gave up 1 hit. That hit was the home run from Pete Crow Armstrong and nothing else. That'll do it on Shy Sports Live. Once again, the Cubs win it 3-2. Tune in for Game 2 of this 3-game set and the final game that we will be broadcasting in this series. Cubs win the Game 1 3-2. Until next time, we'll see you tomorrow night back here